I'd like to call the October 1st legislative meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, before we start our meeting tonight, myself and the town board would like to extend our deepest sympathies to the Wiener family. Rachel Wiener passed away this morning, and her services will be held tomorrow morning, and we just want to take a moment to acknowledge and give our condolences. So at this point, we have a public hearing tonight. We're going to go ahead and open the public hearing. If anyone would like to speak on the matter, they can come up and speak. We're only discussing the public hearing on the proposed change to the police commission law. If you have any other public comments, we're going to have a public comment period afterwards as well. So
I just want to make for a record that I'm recused in this matter, and we have Dylan Harris is here handling that matter.
Dylan, do you want to speak to the law or anything, the changes in the law?
Sure, I can just give a brief synopsis. So good evening, everybody. What we're looking at is an amendment to Town of Fallsburg Code Section 62-1 and -2, which are the two sections included therein. And one of the primary changes is just updating the language which had to do with the record owners of real property and turning it to qualified electors, which is just more general language that's used in towns across the state, and then making it so the 5-person commission is going to be the 5-member town board. So that's the primary changes that have been proposed, and this reverberates through both section 62.1 and 62-2 to confirm. So that's what you're looking at is the police commission would consist of the 5 board members, as qualified electors in the town.
Does anyone want to speak on that matter tonight? Anyone on Zoom would like to speak? Yep. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing, and we're going to move on to supervisor's report. So yesterday we had our food pantry. It was very well received. We had over 30 new families. However, we did run out of food less than halfway through the program, and we discussed with the operators of the program about making sure we have additional food for next month. Paula, do we have any correspondence tonight?
So this is a letter submitted from Councilperson Sean Walcarty. Good evening. Later this evening, a vote will be done to amend the police commission law. While I absolutely understand the purpose of changing the law, my concern is we are losing sight for the original reason of the change. Collectively, as a nation, we watched a man lose his life. Upon our visceral reaction to this, many states, including ours, it was decided to make moves to ensure transparency from our police officials. To be clear, this letter is not to disparage or malign the police or the Fallsburg Police Department. In fact, this letter is in support of our officers that serve not only our town, but that defend our freedoms. These brave people serve in the defense of our freedoms, and there are times we need to defend our defenders. Sometimes when things occur, there's a very valid explanation, and there are times that explanation comes best from the people and not from the government. There are times that our citizens have a stronger and deeper connection than we may have in government with the population. To that end, I propose to add the proposed upcoming law change, the position of the volunteer deputy police commissioner. These roles should be for members of the Fallsburg community. The people selected for these positions should be representative of our diverse backgrounds and cultures that can leverage their perspectives and share the voices from their community stakeholders. I implore my fellow colleagues to take this recommendation and include it in the proposed laws. On a separate note, I would also like to implore that my colleagues revisit the 3-minute rule for public comment. I understand that the purpose of creating a limit of time. However, I believe there needs to be a mechanism in place to ensure that people who may be neurodivergent are not disadvantaged by this proposed action. My concern is people who fall into this category will be negatively impacted by this proposal. Please take time to consider a method to ensure all voices are heard. Respectfully submitted, Sean McCarty, Fallsburg, Councilman.
Thank you. Is that all?
That's all I have, yes.
Brenda had something for the board.
Okay. Sean McCarty went to a dinner. It's the Hope Alive, 8:45, and Domingo Ramos, which, step up, presented to Fallsburg community
for the most support that you guys have given us.
and we want to thank you very much
And
for
thank
the
you.
honor.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
So now I'd like to open it up to a public comment. Anybody signed up to speak tonight?
I think I'm.
Mary Adams.
Mary Ann, first one.
I have just some questions about a few of the items on the agenda. You usually do a good job explaining. But resolution 16, 17, and 18 are not entirely clear to me. What is happening with that law that Kathy Hochul is going to sign into a Senate bill, and then the Sterling Environmental Engineering for the Town of Fallsburg landfill solar installation project. I'm not sure I'm aware of that project. I wanted to know more about that. And I guess we already talked about the police commission established law. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else signed up to speak?
Domingo, is it Ramos?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for having me tonight. Hello, board. I'm here for a reason, to see if the town of Fallsburg can get more involved with us when it comes down to the kids. This past summer, we had 3 tournaments for the kids. It was very well successful. We had over 100 kids. So I'm asking if the town can get more involved with what we do with the kids next year. What we want to do next year is have a kickball tournament for the kids. You know, I think this is a great thing with the community to get together to help us with this. Like I said, we had a great turnout over the summer at Morningside Park, and we will continue to do that. And we also want to offer the town, we have a program for all these kids out here about running away. If you don't know who I am, I run an organization for missing children, missing adults, and we've been very successful. Last year we had 102 cases, we brought home 120, we brought home 102. This year alone we have brought home 54 already. So I'm asking even with the law enforcement, because we work very tightly with them as well. So we want to have a program. We have a program for high-risk runaway kids. So if a child runs away, what we do, we find them and we talk to them, and so far it's been very successful. We have 3 teenager advocates now for us. So after finding them, which is great. So my offer is to the town, to help, partner with you guys as well to provide this this program and get it out more to the schools. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else signed up to speak?
I have Stan Wagner on the line. Stan, you need to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, my hand was raised before, but somehow you all missed it, so I'm going to put my comments. As a resident of the town of Fallsburg, I am 100% against authorizing the town board to amend the town of Fallsburg Police Commission Establishment Law. The law states such police commissioners shall be the record owners of real property in the town and electors in such town and shall serve without compensation. 2 of the commissioners shall not be an officer or employee of the town of Fallsburg. To amend this law and removing public oversight would be telling the taxpayers of the town that this board has added another layer of opaqueness and apparent self-interest rather than transparency and actual concern for the people of the town. Over the last few weeks, it's become apparent that some members of the board cannot do what's right for this town, and I would find it hard to believe that they can do so as members of the police commission. Without public oversight, issues regarding our police department will be swept under the rug and never see the light of day. As I've read in the Democrat, please explain how this proposed change has anything to do with George Floyd incident of 4 years ago. If anything, one would want community members on a commission overseeing police incidents, not a one-sided commission that might not release information involving the police. Community involvement would ensure law enforcement accountability. Every Fallsburg resident deserves to be treated fairly with equal protection under the law. Oversight is an
Our internet connection is unstable. Mr. Wagner, are you still there?
No,
That hasn't happened in a long time. Yeah, it hasn't
We
happened.
try to get him back on.
I'm trying.
see that?
Jen,
Nobody's here.
did you start the time?
No.
There we go.
Would anyone else like to speak before we close public comment? Alright, so then we're gonna go ahead and close public comment, and we're gonna move on to our agenda items. So, number one.
Recording in progress.
Motion to approve warrant number 09B24 dated 9/25/24 in the amount of $935,501.96.
Motion.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Motion to accept resignation from Diana Dendarianarina from the Fallsburg Police Department with the last day of 10/6/2024.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 3, motion to approve the resignation of Neil Sapolsky from the Zoning Board of Appeals effective 9/17/2024.
Motion.
Have a
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Motion to approve the employment of Sean Nolan as a court officer at an hourly rate of $25 per hour effective 9/23/24.
Motion.
Have a
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 5, motion to approve setting a yearly salary for the town engineer Ken Ellsworth at $50,000 effective 9/23/24.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 6, motion to approve the employment transfer of Michael Spinelli from the sewer department to the highway department as an MEO with a starting salary of $54,745.60 and a start date of 9/30/2024.
Motion.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 7, motion to approve the employment of Michael D. Pellerid to the highway department as an MEO with a starting salary of $49,899.20 and a start date of 10/3/24.
Motion.
Have a
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 8, motion to approve the employment of Daniel Van Aken to the highway department as a skilled laborer 1 with a starting salary of $43,825.60 and a start date of 9/30/24.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Oh, this one's exciting. Motion to approve the employment of Hunter Flynn to full-time police officer with a starting salary of $54,734 and a start date of 10/9/24.
Motion.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Is Hunter here?
You want to do the next 3 or 4, do everybody at the same time?
No, why don't you do them separate?
Well, we have to keep getting up.
Okay.
Do we do it together?
I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so number 10, also exciting. Motion to approve permanent employment of John Chevalier as detective in the Fallsburg Police Department effective 9/24/24.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, lots of excitement tonight. Motion to approve permanent employment of Kyle Gerain as detective in the Fallsburg Police Department effective 9/24/24.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 12, motion to approve permanent employment of Jason Edwards as sergeant in the Fallsburg Police Department effective 9/24/24.
Motion.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 13, motion to approve promotion of Denise Benjamin to sergeant in the Fallsburg Police Department effective 9/30/24.
Motion.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All
I
in
do have
favor?
to say something. Denise,
Yes.
I've known Denise since she was about this high. Good job, Denise, way to go.
Thank you.
We'll have to vote, all in favor?
Denise, forget it. All in favor? Aye.
Everyone's in favor, motion passes. All right, so then let's bring everyone else up, unless we want to
Do one at a time. Let's, first one
Hunter,
first.
come on up.
So I'm really excited about Hunter coming to our department, lifelong county resident, father, grandfather, brother, all cops. This is gonna be an awesome thing. We're really, really excited to have him. 26 years old, graduated from Sullivan West, attended Cortland, has his bachelor's from there, so we're building something real special here in Fallsburg. I'm fired up to have you on the team. Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You want me to take the photos here?
No, I'm not.
You're right in front. Right in front.
Mom, Dad,
Stay there.
I know.
Congratulations.
Who's next? Who's next? Denise.
So Denise Covello, Benjamin. So I'm real excited for Denise, and I just want to tell a quick story. I can remember when I was a patrolman, I was pretty busy, and her dad was lieutenant, and she walked in the door, and I went, "Who the heck is that?" And John McGuire goes, "Oh, that's the lieutenant's daughter." And he came around the turn and said, "Good news, she's gonna ride with you for her college internship." So I was blessed to get that, and Denise spent a lot of time, and I can remember her being in my house, having dinner on the 4 to 12 shift, and my kids who are in their 20s now are running around in their diapers, so it's the same type of thing. So I'm very proud of you and very happy for you, and congratulations, it's gonna be awesome. Ask Dad to give her a hand clap. Yes, sir.
Turn to the side.
Come on, Sean.
Granddaughters. That's right.
my stomach in. John? Tom? Family, come on, girls, everybody. Come on, guys. Yes, everybody.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay, wait a minute, Miranda needs to take a picture with the whole family, I've known them forever. And,
Come in,
oh,
Miranda.
yeah,
Right in the middle.
hey, we're about the same height.
She's taller than you, Miranda.
Shush up.
Let her dream her dream.
Got it?
Congrats, Denise.
Okay, guys,
No, Tanisha says the board.
Oh, sorry.
see?
Oh, you done?
Yeah, I was taking care of this stuff, sorry.
All right, just smile.
Literally, it's like.
So in our last couple here, John Chevalier, John took over for my partner Travis Hartman when he retired and went to the DA's office. John and I were partners for a few years before I became chief. So these permanent promotions in Fallsburg, there's a test to become a detective through civil service. So John has been provisional, took the test and passed it, so congratulations, John, come on up. You really got here, baby.
Sneak back around you.
Got it.
Nope, hold on.
Oh.
All right, now the board.
Okay, congratulations, I knew you could do it, I knew it. Where do you want me?
Right there.
You know your spot, like why do we have to follow you?
All right, smile.
Come on up. Yeah, no,
Hands,
come
just
on,
hands, you're
you
close.
need to.
Come on in here.
I've known John forever too, so watch out, John, we're watching you. Congratulations.
Anthony still has his little first tow truck.
Oh, all right.
Jason Edwards, Jason's been here about, I don't know, 18, 19 years now, right, Jay? And I can remember when Jay was in Woodbridge and would pull me over and I was coming down the hill into Woodbridge. Still goes on.
I know.
Same thing, the test came out, Jason's right up there on the sergeant's list, so congratulations, Brian, it's gonna be an awesome time.
Board.
No.
Board.
Congratulations.
Obviously, there's a lot going on in the
Come on,
police
board.
department.
Come on.
Guys know the drill.
Forever.
Hey, watch those hands.
Some things never change.
Thank you.
And last but not least, he's not in attendance, he's on Zoom, is Detective Drain. Kyle's down in North Carolina with his family and was down there for the hurricane and didn't realize that there was devastation because they had no internet. And meanwhile, 20 miles from where he's staying, there's people hanging out of the trees up there that were killed in this catastrophe. So we wish Kyle was here, but let me tell you, Kyle and John are doing an awesome job. I'm really proud of Kyle. Scored #1 on the detective's test and he's doing great things for Fallsburg. So Kyle, I know you're watching, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I didn't miss anybody, did I? Because there's a lot going on in the police department.
I know.
All right, thank you.
So we have another hire tonight. So number 14, motions to approve part-time employment to Christopher Pratty as police officer in the police department with an hourly salary of $24.31 effective 9/30/2024.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, so on to our resolutions. So number 15, this is Brown and Weinreb. These folks have been our lobbyists for well over a year now. They originally had a 1-year contract.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You can escape if you want. Good night. I gave you an easy out. Good night, congratulations.
Call you tomorrow.
All right, so Brown and Weinreb Advisors, in connection with lobbying to identify and obtain grants to assist the town of Fallsburg with capital infrastructure projects necessary for the health, safety, welfare, and the town residents and businesses. So they originally had a one-year contract at the rate of $10,000 a month, and then based on various factors, we decided to give them a 3-month contract at a rate of $5,000 a month. And we've already given them a 3-month contract, and now the next 3-month contract is on the agenda tonight for approval. So, number 15, resolution to approve Supervisor Ben Simone signing 90-day agreement with Brown and Weinreb. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 16, this one I'm gonna read out.
Want me to summarize that?
If you could, that'd
Yeah,
be
let me
great.
summarize it. It's a lot longer in the, you can talk about the background, but essentially, there was, Travis Jane Davis was killed. He had no spouse and no children. And under New York law, wrongful death actions are very different than regular negligence actions. They are purely pecuniary. What does that mean? What it means is, it's what monetary support could have been expected from him by his spouse or children or both. So it's an income calculation. It has to do with future earnings, but it doesn't have to do with pain and suffering or anything else. It just has to do with a pecuniary interest. These are ancient laws that were created recognizing that a parent has an obligation to a spouse, a parent has an obligation to children, and that whatever their future earnings would have been inured to their benefit, which were taken away by a wrongful death. So the proposed legislation, which would change a law that was passed in 1847, would allow a broader, expanded definition of family. In this case, his parents were left without remedy. They did survive him, but they were left without remedy. So the county has joined with others to support the passage of an amendment of the Estates, Powers, and Trust Law that would expand the ability for a decedent to obtain wrongful death actions. It will be whoever's his estate is, wherever her estate is. So that's what the purpose of this is. And there are two, there's a Senate law and an Assembly law, and essentially it shows solidarity with the county. Has already passed this resolution, and the town of Fallsburg will be joining in with that to urge Governor Hochul to sign the two passed pieces of legislation into law.
Okay, so it's already passed the Senate and
As
Assembly.
far as that's my understanding, yes.
And just needs, so we're essentially looking to encourage the governor to sign the law as passed. All right, so number 16, resolution in joint support of County of Sullivan resolution sponsored by Terry Bernardo, District 9 legislator, urging Governor Kathy Hochul to sign Senate Bill S6636 and Assembly Bill A6692, an act to amend the Estates, Powers, and Trust Law in relation to the payment and distribution of damages in wrongful death actions into law. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. So number 17, so Delaware River Solar, I believe, the board approved a 30-year lease for them to turn our old landfill on Brown Road into a solar project. This was where they'd be paying the town, I believe, $20,000 a year for 30 years once the solar installation is complete, and I think like $500 up until that point. In order for us to get that done, there is certain engineering work that needs to be done. So Sterling Engineering came to us with I believe the estimation would be like $16,500 to do all this work. But the intention is that we'd recover these expenses, you know, after year one or year two, once the solar project is up and running. So essentially, that's what we're looking to do here, just enter into contract with them for them to be able to do that engineering work.
And just the general thrust of this is the town owns the landfill. The landfill has capping and other monitoring requirements. This solar plant has to be designed so as to interface with that, so it doesn't interfere with drainage, off-gassing, monitoring, and so on. It's the town's landfill, so the town is engaging the expert at the expense of Delaware River Solar, so that it can be analyzed. And part of the reason for this analysis is, under the updated SEQR rules, that's the State Environmental Quality Review Act, the putting a solar plant on a landfill is by definition no impact, and the reason is the procedural requirements, because our basic license to have that landfill has to be amended, our permit has to be amended to accommodate it. So that's the engineering, is to make sure that all of the equipment that's put on there doesn't in any way interfere with the capping, the features, or anything else, drainage, that has to do with that. And that's why there's an abbreviated environmental quality review, because this is built into the project, because the permit needs to be changed. And the reason that the town is engaging them directly, paid by the applicant, is that it's our consultant to represent the town's interest. So that's the long and the short of that.
Did you mention that there'd be a reimbursement from Delaware River
Yes,
Solar?
it's at their expense.
Oh.
Correct. It's totally at their expense. And that's already a condition of wherever they are in the approval process. It's a condition that has to be met, and there already is an escrow established where they are paying for the usual experts that are necessary for planning board review, as well as this expert.
Perfect.
Where is it exactly?
Brown Road, the old landfill on Brown Road.
Near the prisons, in the back there.
All right, they were talking about it. Thank you.
Okay, so
Motion.
number 17, resolution authorizing the town of Fallsburg to retain Sterling Environmental Engineering PC consultant to provide professional services in support of the town of Fallsburg solar installation project. I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 18, so this was the public hearing we had before. Essentially, it changes the current police commission law from a 5-member board where 2 members were members of the public to a 5-member board where all 5 members are town board members. All right, so number 18.
And I'm just, to make sure the record is clear, I did it in the public hearing, and did it here. I'm recused from participating in this matter, and Dylan Harris is online to answer any board questions with regard to the proposed new law.
Duly noted. Any board questions before we move on?
Motion.
Alright, so number 18, motion, resolution authorizing the town of Fallsburg Town Board to amend the town of Fallsburg Police Commission Establishment Law, offer local law number 1 of 2024 to provide for updated membership qualifications for the Fallsburg Police Commission. I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and I am opposed. Right, so I have a speaking resolution at the request of the town justice court and with the assistance of our town attorney. This is for a grant application that requires a board resolution and it has to be submitted by October 11th. Since we don't have a meeting next week, the only time we can get this approved by resolution is tonight. So, the speaking resolution is, whereas the town court is requesting authorization from the town board to apply for funding from the Justice Court Assistance Program during the upcoming grant cycle. One required component of that application is a resolution from the town board authorizing the town court to apply for this funding. So we're gonna go with option number 1. The board of the town of Fallsburg authorizes the Fallsburg town court to apply for a JCAP grant in the amount in the 2024 to 2025 grant cycle up to $30,000. And be it resolved, the town board's resolution would be to authorize.
That is the resolution. It's that option 1 that you read is the board is resolving to do that.
Okay, all right, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
With?
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, if that's it, I'll.
Supervisor, can we have that for Paul so she can?
Yeah. Back this up. All right, any last, I'll accept any other motions or any motion to adjourn, motion to go executive.
I think we have some personnel matters to discuss, so I'll make a motion to go in executive.
Second.
Hold on just one second, we were discussing that last one just because it was a little different. Would you say motion to go into executive?
Yes,
For
And
personnel
that
matters.
was,
for a specific
Me.
personnel matter.
Second.
And that would be also attended by the comptroller.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, the motion passes. We're gonna go into executive session. We don't anticipate any further business tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everyone.